Today, we the students of Class 8A are here in front of you to introduce you to the life of Mr. Jonathan Swift, 1667 to 1745, the author of many famous books, which includes The Gulliver's Travels and The Battle of Books. Jonathan Swift was born on 30th November 1667 and he died on 19th October 1745. He was an Anglo-Irish satirist, essayist, political pamphleteer, poet and a cleric who was the Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral, Dublin.
He was the second child and the only son of Jonathan Swift and his wife Abigail Eric of Frisby on the Wreck. His father was a native of Goodrich, Herefordshire, but he accompanied his brothers to Ireland to seek their fortunes in law after their royalist father's estate was brought to ruin during the English Civil War.
Swift's family had several interesting literary connections. His grandmother, Elizabeth Dryden Swift, was the niece of Sir Erasmus Dryden, grandfather of poet John Dryden. The same grandmother's aunt, Catherine Throckmorton Dryden, was a first cousin of Elizabeth, wife of Sir Walter Raleigh, and so on.
During 72, he began writing his masterpiece, Travels into Several Months of the World, in 4 parts by lineal Gulliver. First is Sunset, then a captain for several ships, better known as Gulliver's Travels.
During his visit to England, Swift republished A Tale of Tugs and Battles of Books in 1704 and began to get reputation as a writer.
Swift had residence in ancient country England. After 1700, he wrote many of his works during this time period. In February 1702, Swift received his Doctor of Divinity degree from Trinity College, Dublin.
Death became a frequent feature of Swift's life from the death of Mrs. Johnson, a dear friend. In 1731, he wrote verses on the death of Dr. Swift, his own obituary published in 1739. In 1732, his good friend and collaborator John Gay died. In 1738, Swift began to show signs of illness, and in 1742, he may have suffered a stroke, losing his ability to speak and realizing his worst fears of becoming mentally disabled.
On 19 October 1745, Swift, at nearly 80, died. After being laid out in public view for the people of Dublin to pay their last respects, he was buried in his own cathedral by Esther Johnson's side in accordance with his wishes. All his fortune was left to found a hospital for the mentally ill, originally known as St. Patrick's Hospital for Imbeciles, which opened in 1757 and which still exists as a psychiatric hospital.